Day 11, using your voice. You can hear the dog in the background using her voice to talk to the postman. Lovely. I wasn't really sure what to do about today, but I thought I'd have a kind of a little bit of a rest day, but also a review of some of the work that I've done so far in the January challenge. So day one really was kind of a bit of an experiment back to getting into art day for me. Created this poster for a better future, talking about climate change, trying to get the planet back to how we want it to be. It was an interesting piece. I enjoyed doing that. It didn't kind of maybe come out the way I wanted it to, but I still managed to produce something, and I could still go back and change this in the future if I wanted to, but I will come back for reference, I'm sure, to look at this. So I was quite happy with that piece of work. Day two was looking out of the window. It's a view I look out every day. It's different if I look out today. It's a bright sunny day. There's clouds in the sky. I would probably draw this differently today. It would be a lot brighter. I'd use some more colours. I did experiment with Derwent Excel graphic blocks, which I kind of enjoyed. It's the first time I used them. So that was a good way to experiment in my book. You can see some of the marks that I started off making here. And the words that I was thinking as I was drawing the piece. So I kind of liked that piece a lot. Pointillism, day 3. Yes, this was a bit of a challenge. It's very detailed. It's going to take a lot of time for me to finish this piece. I'm not sure if I would still use pointillism in the future. I did try various methods using pastels, cotton buds, and in the end I chose Posca pens only because they seem to be quite quick, and I like to produce quick art, so that's what I went for in the end. I may come back one day and use this, I'm not sure. I did have an image in mind. I've got a picture of a London shop that's brightly lit with a black cab in front of it, and I was wondering if I could use some of the pointillism work in that, but we'll see. It's something that I tried. I think you have to try things and see if you enjoy them. Day 4, write a letter for an object. Another challenge for me. Wasn't really sure what to do with this, and in the end I found an object I use quite a lot. It's in use now. It's my tripod, and I put it into various positions just to try and create a character. That was an interesting piece of work. Wait a minute, this was a good one. I got some collage materials out. This is the background that I might use in the future to create an image. I can draw over this. I can add colour to it. I've got lots of ideas, and I will come back and show you what I've done with that, but at the moment it's just a background that I did an example piece, something that I do a lot in my sketchbook when I go urban sketching. Journey with a purpose. This was good. This was a good video for you to see how I create my collages. This is just basically the equipment I take when I go urban sketching. Really enjoyed this one. Again, it's not a finished piece by any means, but it was a good way to experiment again with the materials and get my mind working, and thinking about other things that I might want to do in the future. 10-minute storytelling. This was a challenge. I wanted to show you in this how to create simple cartoons. I did a cartooning course at the beginning of last year, 2023, and I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to show you those skills and how you can really build up characters really quickly, again using the Derwent Intense Excel blocks. Very simply done. The story, obviously, the joke at the end, losing money on all the equipment you buy going running, which was kind of the idea. Act it out. This was a day when we were acting out stuff, and again, this is something that I would do in my sketchbooks. I just get random objects, glue them together, see how it works. Would I do anything with these images? Probably not, but sometimes if you're flicking through a sketchbook, it might trigger an idea. And this face here really sort of says how I'm feeling about having to have more fruit because I've got high cholesterol. So I quite like that. I think there could still be stuff to do with that picture. We'll see. Your warmest friend, another good example of how I use collage to create an image. There was the original photo, and I showed you some very simple ways to turn a photo into a finished piece of artwork. So you can go back and have a look at that video. And I might do this again in the future, tidy it up a bit. I want to do some pictures and dogs this year, so that was a nice piece of work to do. Writing a poem with Michael Roslin, well, that was an interesting one. Started off with my picture of me as a kid. 1975 this was, washing my dad's Vauxhall Viva, and then creating a collage around that, using pastel this time to fill in rather than my normal sort of method of using gouache. You can see here all the loose edges that I like to leave in a collage. I don't like to make things exact. And I think this kind of adds to the work a little bit, so I kind of worked on that, and also the ink spill that ended up being part of the picture, and the really weird poem that I wrote: swishing, swashing, we're car washing, buckets and sponges, wet legs and hands, top to bottom, side to side, the swishing, swashing, car washing ride. I think Michael would have been very impressed with that. It is just using what he suggested, words to describe the sounds and the actions. And that brings us up to date. Today, of course, using our voice, and I've used our voice to go back and look at the work that I've done so far. I hope you enjoyed that, and you come back tomorrow.